What is up, guys? Here I come once again with my weekly review of Fukigen na Mononokean. In this week's episode 5, it continues on where it left off in episode 4, where we saw the little fuzzball yokai came and saved Ashia from getting hurt from that bear-looking yokai. Now, of course, Abino, he finds out that Ashia is missing, so he's quite angry because he did specifically say do not wander off. He even made a list saying that when you go to the underworld, you follow by these things, and one of those things was you do not go wandering off by yourself. He is a human in the underworld where all these monsters, these yokais are, and their relationship with humans is not a really nice one to say. So the little fuzzball tries to save Ashia, and he ends up getting hurt to the point that he's bleeding. And then Ashia, the weird thing was that, like, I don't know if this is something that's going to reoccur again in later episodes, but Ashia, you saw from his eyes, his pupils, they, whenever a character looks like they're about to zone out, their eyes shadow or they darken, and then you saw this type of blue type of energy, just like it was like a snake around his hand. And it looked like he was going to do something like really damaging to that bear-looking yokai till Abino came in and tried to figure out what the situation was going on. Also, we see where Korra, she got a call from the Legislator. We come to know that there are 3 major rulers in the underworld. There's the Justice, the Executive, and the Legislator. The Legislator is the one that makes all the rules in the underworld, and basically the Mononoke master is exempted from them except for one rule, and that one rule is that whenever the Legislator makes a rule for the master of the Mononoke, he or she must follow by it. If they do not, they suffer through consequences. Other than that, that's all they have to follow by. Every other rule does not pertain to them. If any of the yokai try to break off any of those rules, there is severe punishment. But like the one thing I probably never told about in last week's episode is the overall landscape and scenery of the yokai world. Most of the times when we ever think of yokai and the underworld, we think of this dreary, dark, scary place that, like, it's monsters, things that will kill you if you go there, and if you're a human, you're definitely going to die. But here in this show, it's like a colorful place, even more colorful and beautiful than the human world itself. And even with some of the yokai that's there, like I said, possibly in the human world they look more 3D, but in the yokai world they take on more the 2D approach, but also looking very cute and very colorful. So it's a total switch around from what you would normally see when it comes to the yokai world or the underworld, what we all are used to hearing from many stories or different shows that we have watched. Now, going further until we find out who the Legislator is, he is actually Shizuka's older brother, and while he is the person who makes the rules of the land, basically, he is also like a alcoholic, a sex maniac. He is crazy for women. Like, this guy who makes rules is all of these things, so it makes you wonder, okay, should I trust someone that's all of these bad things, but yet he makes all the rules and everybody follows by it, and it seems to be really peaceful? So I guess he's doing really good at his job despite all these cons that's against him. And he takes on a human appearance, and he looks just like his sister, but in male form and taller. And he seems to have a very laid-back personality. And at first he tells Ashia that, you're not fit to be the Mononokean's employer because you're weak. And he also knew right from the get-go that Ashia was a human. Like, even with Ashia wearing the clothing that was given to him by Abeno-san, he automatically knew that he was a human. And we also heard from him saying that only a selective few, the three people who's like the charge of the underworld, and Korra and a few other yokai know that Abeno-san is human, but other than that, nobody else knows that he is human. Not even Shizuka, she doesn't even know that he's human, and simply because of the bad relationship between yokai and humans. And he goes on to saying that you're not fit to be the employee, and then Ashia goes on to explain, I don't know what it's like to take care of all yokai, let alone like take care of what it's like to, give it my all to care for human mankind, but those that I can come across, I'll be able to give them a helping hand. And that seems to be a good enough answer for the legislator. And he goes on to say, I make a new rule now that, he is your employee as well as the fuzzball. I say that you hire this fuzzball. And of course, Albino has no other choice but to abide by these rules, because that's the only rule that he can follow by. And if he doesn't, of course, the punishment waits for him, or he can lose his title as a master. Now, there was one thing that was going around, that even though the possibility of the rumor being untrue, that while Albino is the current master, is actually he is the second Mononokean master, and then there was a rumor saying that he actually killed the first master, and that's how he came to take the position. And then I don't know if it was like it was connected in some way, or we're gonna get further into details. But when the legislator told Albino, saying that whatever happened to the master before, it wasn't your fault, and then Albino cut him off and told him, I'm done talking and goodbye, I'm going home now. And then he cuts off from there. So it makes me wonder what happened to the previous master. Like, was it something that happened? I can probably guess it's something along the lines of like he was about to die and Albino was trying to save him and he could not save him in time, so that led to his death, and then Albino was appointed to become the master. I'm not too sure, and that's how people came up with the rumor saying that Albino killed the previous master, who I can say possibly was a yokai before Albino became the new master, who is a human. So it's all up to them going further into details as the episodes continue to roll on till the last episode. So that being said, it was a pretty good episode. We have a new addition to the Mononokean workplace with little Fuzzball. Hopefully they give him a name so I don't have to continuously always call him Fuzzball. And that was basically it. If you saw this week's episode of Fukigen Mononokean, please do tell me in the comment section below your comments and your opinions for this week's episode. The links are in the description box, so you guys go check that out. And I'm Kimmy Chan of Anime Legend Podcast, and I will see you guys later. Bye!